So the dean always says that this is a family environment, and I really believe that everyone here treats one another like family. We have a very close atmosphere here. We have small class numbers and a small number of faculty, so we are together a lot. We learn from one another, and we help to encourage one another here. So I think that because the classroom sizes are so small, it does allow for a little more personalization between the instructors and the students. So I think that's really one of the things that sets William Carey apart from these larger, more traditional pharmacy schools.
Hi, my name is Dr. Brett Golson. I have the honor of serving as the Dean of the Cooper School of Missions and Ministry Studies at William Carey University. Our namesake, William Carey, was both a scholar, a linguist, an entrepreneur, and a missionary. We believe that God will take your profession and use it for His great mission. Carey's motto was expect great things from God and attempt great things for God. When you come to Carey, we want to prepare you to attempt great things for God.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocky trade gleam, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Join me to pray together, please. Our Father, we are thankful to you for this day. This is a day of blessing, a day of triumph, a day of celebration. And to you, Father, we give all thanks, praise, and glory. Father, for each of these candidates, for the time that they have spent in their studies, as they have continued to develop and been fashioned and molded by the faculty, the good staff and administration of this institution, we thank you for all that they have achieved and for the support that they have received from family, friends, and others who are gathered here today. For these also we give thanks. Father, bless us during this time that we have together. Lord, I pray that as each graduate receives their diploma, Father, that you would just continue to inspire and instill within them a greater desire to know you and a greater desire to serve you in the work in which they will be doing. Thank you again for your love. For it's in the name of our wonderful Redeemer and Savior, Jesus Christ, we do pray. Amen.
You may be seated. Good morning to everyone here. On behalf of the faculty, the staff, our Board of Trustees, our alumni, let me welcome you to today's great occasion. Today marks the end of a very long journey for those seated before you, for each and every graduate here today. Our one and only goal today is to make this a great day for our graduates and honor them in every way possible. We will pause very frequently so everybody can congratulate every group of graduates appropriately, so we can let them know that we're proud of them, and your cooperation would be most appreciated. At this time, I want to point out and thank our registrar's office with Leanna Wilson, our registrar, Dr. Caldwell, and Dr. Roberts from our provost office, the Army of Volunteers from facilities, everybody who made today possible, and also the graciousness of Temple Baptist Church for allowing us to have this facility. Would you help me congratulate and thank all of those people? So, to our graduates, congratulations on reaching this historic milestone in your life. We're proud of you for making it to this point, but we also look forward to seeing how God will use you in your calling. Our prayers go with you, and we thank you for choosing William Carey University to prepare for the next step in your life. To the many family members and friends seated behind our graduates, we thank you for your support over the years to get these graduates to this point, but also for your attendance today. Without your support and prayers, they would not have made it here. I also want to pause now and congratulate and thank our wonderful faculty seated behind me, because they have helped all these graduates get to this point too. Would you please help me acknowledge our wonderful faculty? We are celebrating our 131st year anniversary this academic year. And as South Mississippi's oldest higher ed institution, we look forward to the next 131 years of serving our state and our country as a Christian institution, just as Dr. William Carey did over 200 years ago. As you depart today, graduates, join the family of over 40,000 Carey alumni who've gone before you. So we not only welcome you to the big family of Carey graduates, but also encourage you to remain active with your university. Now, you graduates, I have two words for you: graduate school. It's so much easier just to keep going and not leave us. And this is a happy day for me, but as I see faces come across here that we've known to grow and love and expect to see every day, it also brings tears to my eyes. We're very, very proud of you. So now our prayers go with you as you attempt great things for God. It's my honor to present the platform party to you this morning. Dr. Jalen Roberts, Associate Provost, will present the candidates. Dr. Katrina Cox just led the national anthem. She's pretty good, isn't she? Dr. Wes Dykes is our Dean of School of Music, will lead the alma mater. Dr. Daniel Caldwell gave the invocation. Dr. Brett Golson will give the benediction. Dr. Brian Murphy, you've already heard, is our pianist. Dr. David Lowry is our faculty marshal, and Dr. Tim Glaze is the Associate Professor of Religion, is our student marshal. And finally, it's my pleasure today to introduce our guest speaker. And we're very fortunate to have someone who made a long trip from Northwest Community College in the very northern part of the state to be with us today. Dr. Michael Heindel is the 9th president of Northwest Community College. Prior to his coming to Northwest, he served as Executive Vice President of Administration and Finance for Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. He has a PhD in Community College Leadership from Mississippi State, a Juris Doctor from Thomas M. Cooley School of Law at Western Michigan, a BS in Psychology from Mississippi College, and an Associate's degree from Hines Community College. In addition to his administrative experience, Dr. Heindel also has 18 years' experience in the classroom. Some of his accomplishments include Master Trainer Teacher Award, the CCBO Outstanding Chief Business Officer Award, Mississippi Top 10 Business Leaders Under 40. Dr. Heindel is one of the Mississippi's also top CEOs, and Phi Theta Kappa awarded him the Distinguished Leader Award in 2022. It's important to us to have a community college tie because according to our recent data in the last 3 years, over 61% of our students transfer from a community college to us. So we are very fortunate to have one of Mississippi's top leaders address our graduates today. Welcome to the podium, Dr. Michael Heindel.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is great to see you here on such a tremendously fantastic day. And I want to thank Dr. Burnett for this honor to be able to speak to William Carey University's graduating class of 2024. From accolades at the university, such as one of the best four-year colleges in Mississippi, to the Forbes ranking in the top 10 for the best online doctorate in healthcare administration, to the Lady Crusaders basketball team winning the regular season championship, to a Southern States Athletic Conference championship for softball and baseball, to being an all-Steinway institution, to new programs and services coming online at the university. And folks, I'm just describing just a few of the successes on the field and on the court, and off the field and off the court. William Carey University students, faculty, and staff are continuing to have a significant positive impact in our state, our region, our nation, and our world. And I'd like to extend just warm greetings to you from the top of Mississippi, Northwest Mississippi, and all the way from Northwest Mississippi Community College. Our college is the third largest of the 15 community colleges in our state, and we're experiencing similar growth in some of the same ways that William Carey is. Our college team from Northwest had the opportunity to come to the Hattiesburg campus recently for a tour, and wow, what a great place the university is. And on that trip, we were able to visit different programs, facilities, and visit with students and witness firsthand how special a place that WCU is. And we at Northwest aim to send more and more students to William Carey University. So in my message today, I'm going to be using one of my favorite leadership authors' books. And this prolific leadership author is Patrick Lencioni. I don't know if y'all know who Pat Lencioni is, but he has 13 leadership books, many of which have been New York Times bestsellers. The book I'll be speaking from today is called The Ideal Team Player: How to Recognize and Cultivate the Three Essential Virtues. And the concept of the book is based on the premise that life is a team sport. And the book is based on three very simple but very powerful virtues that can change the success level of anyone's life, whether they're a CEO, a middle manager, a faculty member, a middle school or high school student, or a WCU graduate. In business and most everything we do, an era of teamwork is taking place. And whether you're working with someone across the hall, across the nation, or around the world, technology has made working in teams easier than ever before, but teamwork is needed in order to accomplish important goals, projects, and ideas. My wife and I have 3 children. We have 1 grandchild, and they all have been in bands or on sports teams or on teams to do school projects their entire lives. I remember some of you students probably have worked on, depending on your course of study or your program, you probably spent a lot of time working on teams. That's what I did as well in law school and then in my PhD program. And so first of all, just 3 simple virtues that are described in the book. And the first virtue described in the book, in order to be an ideal team player, is the virtue of humility. So to be humble. If you want to be a team player and be successful in life, then you really need to be humble. Lencioni calls this virtue the most important virtue. The opposite of humility, as we all know, is pride, and it's extreme love and arrogance and focus on oneself. Folks, I've said the most successful people that I have ever met really are humble. And so Proverbs 16:18 has something to say about pride, in that pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Humility is the antidote to pride, and it means not being ego-centered or arrogant or self-centered, but really being about others and putting others before yourself. It's about us and what we are able to do together, not about what I do or not about me or not about my. This is an issue now more than ever in our society, where with all of the social media out there, Instagram, you see it, a bunch of prideful stuff happening, TikTok for a little bit longer. I don't know much longer TikTok's gonna be around, but TikTok for right now, and filled with posts, basically catering at points in times to the prideful. So how many of you in the room would we're talking about being humble here. How many in the room would understand what I'm talking about? You would say, you know someone or know of somebody that lacks humility. It seems like they're always doing things that are about themselves. They're always thinking about themselves. It's all about them. Don't raise your hand there, but we all know folks like this. And I was speaking at one time at an event, and it must have been some newlyweds in the room. A husband and wife. They must have been newlyweds, because I asked this question in that room, and the husband raised his hand. And I'm sure that was not a good thing when he went home later that day. But again, we're talking about humility. And C.S. Lewis says it this way about humility. He said, humility isn't thinking less of ourselves, it's thinking about ourselves less. The second virtue is that you have to be hungry. So we've talked about humble and now hungry. And I'm not talking about physical hunger, although you may be hungry. And if you are, students, I hope that you get a nice celebratory meal after today and after graduation today. But really what I'm talking about this morning and talking about being hungry is that I'm talking about an innate drive to take on more responsibility, more initiative, having a strong work ethic. And I'm surmising that Carey graduates, you in the room, have this hunger built in you as part of your DNA. I would challenge you to work hard at everything you do. This is different from being a workaholic. Let's talk about that for just a second. Workaholics are people who get their entire identity and worth from work, but that's not what this is. We're talking about people who are hungry. They want to go above and beyond. They have a high standard for what they do and never do the minimum. So can you all think of in the room today, can you all think of someone that is hungry, that wants to take on more responsibility, that they go above and beyond? Well, I have an example of this. Over Christmas, my wife and I, we were in the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area, and they have an outlet mall there. Maybe y'all have been to it. And in this outlet mall, they have a fragrance outlet, like a store that says all these different fragrances. It smells amazing in there. And so we were in there because we had an assignment. And the assignment was that we would go, we had to purchase a cologne, a fragrance for our son, and for Christmas. And this was Paco Rabanne's 1 million parfum spray for our son for a gift. By the way, our son owns it seems like a gazillion colognes. I don't know what it is about him. He's 18 years old. I guess he's in that stage of his life. He's a cologne connoisseur. He's basically a colognosaur. And that's a made-up word. I just made that word up. But the saleswoman, though, I want to tell y'all about hungry. We're talking about hungry here. The saleswoman in the store we were working with was fantastic. I mean, she had this amazing knowledge of the notes of each cologne. I didn't even know what that was. But there are certain notes, certain different types of things that these colognes are made out of. And she knew all about the Paco Rabanne house of fragrances. Not only did she know about Paco Rabanne, she knew about the other fragrance houses, Gucci, Versace, Chanel, Tom Ford, Dior. And the list really went on and on. And she even knew a lot about fragrances that are in the store just for a limited period of time on test. And these were fragrances that were from the United Arab Emirates. I mean, she was amazing. Well, what do you think we did? What do you think my wife and I did? Well, do you think we walked away from that store that day just purchasing the Paco Rabanne 1 million? Of course not. We walked away with fragrances for me, fragrances for my wife. We bought fragrances for our family members for Christmas. I mean, we were and so again, we're talking about someone who went above and beyond. We're talking about being hungry. And the third attribute of an ideal team player is what is called being smart. And we're not talking about intellectually smart, although that's very important. We're talking this is more about emotional intelligence and common sense around how we understand people, how we work with others, and how we use our thoughts and actions to bring about the best possible outcome in others. Many times it's knowing what to say, what not to say, how to read people. It's also about being self-aware and being able to read a room. And I'll give you just a quick example here. A few days ago, I had the opportunity to speak at our adult graduation ceremony at Northwest Community College. And the faculty asked me to speak about the future of work. And so I got into it. I really got into this topic. I mean, I started to research recent studies on hard skills, soft skills. I started looking at AI. I want to talk about AI because that's like a big thing, AI. I had statistics. I had facts and figures. But I wasn't really particularly smart in that context on that day for that event. And I really hadn't read the room. It was loud. People were coming and going. Honestly, I had too much prepared to say. I shouldn't have said as much or tried to say as much as I tried to say that day. People were scrolling on their social media. Unlike you all are wrapped with attention this morning. But I should have gotten off the mic as soon as possible to allow us to then move forward to honor our students with their awards, their diplomas, things such as that. I wasn't being particularly smart in that context. So just really quickly, a recap: 3 simple virtues, but we need all 3 to be an ideal team player. So it's important to identify in ourselves and others which one or ones of the 3 virtues need to be worked on. And I don't have a diagram for everyone here today, but if you can think about 3 circles, okay? A circle that's humble, a circle that's hungry, and then another circle that's smart. And if you put those 3 together, in the center part where all of those 3 intersect, that's what we're talking about being an ideal team player. This is the type of team members that we all want to work with, we all want to be. So truly we're talking again about these three virtues. But what happens when a person lacks one of these virtues? Well, a person who is humble and hungry, but they lack the smarts of being emotionally intelligent, that's what Patrick Lencioni talks about, being a person who is called an accidental mess maker. Y'all know these people. They're good people. They've got good intentions, but they can create problems they're not aware of. They're like a puppy that makes messes. Maybe they knock over stuff. Maybe they eat a shoe or two. You fuss at them, they come back for more. The issue with accidental mess makers is that they create extra work because you have to clean up after them. And over time, it can get old because you become their apologist. You know, you say things about them like, yeah, he's a really good guy, but he didn't mean it that way. You know, and do y'all know anybody like this? You know about this person that I'm talking about today? And so that's the first type of person that's missing out on the smart aspect. The second type of person that's lacking virtue may be a person that is humble, which is the most important. They're smart, but they lack hunger. So this type of person is called the lovable slacker. They're lovable and they're fun to be around. They're nice people, but they just do the bare minimum. They have no drive, no initiative. They go above and beyond. They don't go above and beyond, and you constantly have to remind them to do more. Many times, you have to pick up their slack on a project or a work project. Because they're lovable and they're great to be around, they're hard to deal with, and they eventually, if they don't change, they have to leave the organization. It usually takes much longer for them to leave. So some examples, again, anybody know this type of individual? That they're humble and they're smart, but they lack that drive. They lack that initiative. The third type is the most difficult type. This is the person who is hungry. They really want to work hard and they're ambitious and they're smart, but they're not humble. This type of person is called the skillful politician. And here's a disclaimer really quickly here in the room. If there are any politicians in the room today, I'm not talking about you all. You're probably a skillful leader, which is the opposite of this. But back to the skillful politician part, these folks are so smart that they can portray themselves as being humble, which is dangerous because they interview well, they go to meetings, they say the right things, they know what to say to kiss up to the boss or to the coach or to the teacher. The difficult issue here is that deep down inside, it's really, truly, at the end of the day, about this person, about themselves, and not about others, which is not good for a team or for an organization. So, what do you do with these labels? Maybe we start with something you probably shouldn't do, okay? So you probably shouldn't leave today after this graduation, and have a conversation. You use these labels with your new boss, don't do that, or your wife, don't do that, or your husband or a friend, and say something like, hey, honey, I just found out that you're an accidental mess maker. Or say something like, hey, Mom, you're a lovable slacker. Probably not a good thing to do. But these labels are really just simple illustrations to help us better understand the importance of being humble, hungry, and smart. And first, what is important to do is maybe just analyze yourself. Maybe you can do that right now in just a few seconds and say, okay, what could I work better on? Could I work better on being more humble? Could I work better on being hungry, taking more initiative, going above and beyond? Could I take more initiative when it comes to being smart? And then rank yourself. Maybe the thing that you're strongest at is number one. The thing that you're pretty good at is maybe the second thing. Maybe the third thing you need to work on more is the third thing. And then you can do this in a team context. You can do this with a team that you work with, and really seeking to gain advice about that and grow in these ways. Second, you can do this, turn to your team members or family members, help them turn them into your coaches. So my wife, Jennifer, is the best sorts of coaching I have to become a better team player for her, for our family, and even a team member for our institution, our college. Maybe it's a friend or family member that can help you work on these for yourself. We talk a lot about being humble and hungry and smart at Northwest Mississippi Community College amongst our team, And I really believe that our college culture is better as a result. I and our team at Northwest Community College still have a long way to go. We have a lot more work to do in this regard. But I think having this vocabulary in our organization helps. And as I conclude today, I hope you take these virtues with you to your future workplace, graduates, and help make your workplace a better place for all. Maybe you can do this in your family too. And wouldn't that be great to be able to incorporate these? Thank you all once again for having me today for this great occasion. Stay humble, hungry, and smart. Congratulations again, graduates, and go Crusaders. Thank you so much.
Dr. Heindel, we appreciate you sharing these virtues with our graduates today and with their friends and family who are here in attendance. I want to welcome you to this commencement ceremony. We're glad you could be here to witness the conferral of degrees to these candidates. In this ceremony this morning, we are awarding the Doctor of Philosophy, the Doctor of Arts, the Master of Science, the Master of Science in Nursing, the Master of Business Administration, the Master of Biomedical Science, the Master of Music, the Master of Music Education, Master of Arts, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Science in Business, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, and the Bachelor of General Studies degrees. These candidates have toiled long and have made many sacrifices to attain their respective degrees. We consider it a privilege to join with them and honor their achievements. For undergraduate students who earn the bachelor's degree, we signify graduation with distinction by awarding Latin honors. Those who graduate with a grade point average of 3.6 graduate cum laude, 3.8 graduate magna cum laude, and 3.9 and no grades lower than B graduate summa cum laude. These signify graduating with honor, high honor, and with highest honor. Their distinction will appear with their name on the screen. In addition, we recognize students who have only the highest grades with a medallion. The deans from each college or school will be greeting the candidates mid-stage. After the candidates have been presented, I will call on you to recognize them as a group. Please hold your applause until then. We want to be sure that everyone can have their name heard clearly as it is announced. Will the candidates please stand? President Burnett, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Health Sciences, School of Nursing, School of Music, College of Osteopathic Medicine, School of Natural and Behavioral Sciences, School of Missions and Ministry Studies, School of Arts and Letters, and the School of Business, I present these candidates to you for the conferral of their degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Roberts. Upon the authority of the Board of Trustees of William and Carey University, I hereby confer upon you the degree which you have earned with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which thereunto pertain.
Will the candidates please process to this podium? Greeting our candidates from the College of Health Sciences is Dr. Alicia Purvis, and hooding our doctoral graduates is Dr. Kelly Williamson. Carolyn Denise Thomas. James Van Heusen. Alicia Monet Watts. Please join me in congratulating these Doctor of Philosophy graduates. Now for the Master of Science. Kimberly Shawanda Bradley. Jessica Hartfield. Ruby Denise Kelly. Please join me in congratulating these Master of Science graduates. Now for the Bachelor of Science. Demetrius Bennett. Savannah Burnham. Brittany Carter. LaJeremy Hutchins. Amy Jones. Tristan King. Christina Lampkin. Lexi Gabrielle McDaniel. Frederica McKenzie. Joel L. Newman. Lakelia Tershia Odom. Alessia Pardo. Ruth Sedman. Sarah Sedman. Alexis Smith. Please join me in congratulating these Bachelor of Science graduates. Greeting our candidates from the School of Nursing is Dr. Alicia Purvis, and hooding the doctoral graduates is Dr. Kelly Williamson. For the Doctor of Philosophy graduates, Amelia Marie Cowart. Sierra Adriana January. Veronica Solis King. Amy Lucky. Angelique Gail O'Brien. Rachel Smits. Please join me in congratulating these graduates. Now for the Master of Science in Nursing, Letitia D. Hatton. Noel Henry. Please congratulate me and join in celebrating these candidates. For the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Ambria Barber. Olivia Bourgeois. James Hunter Brister. Kenesha Brotherns. Bailey Bruliette. Cassidy Coupet. Shermia Monterise Easterling. Janahaya Akira Fairley. Harley Grace Graham. Ashley Hess. Alexis Page Hurdle. Tristal Isaac. Destiny Elise Jeffrey. Ramsey Lehman. Ashley M. Lewis. Casey McCurdy. Bailey McGill. Scott Albert McMullen. Colby Moeller. Rachel Mounts. Kennedy Palmer. Miranda Patton. Jania Pendleton. Emily Peoples. Shelby Grace Reeves. Joshua Satcher. Chandler Scarborough. Janine Scoville. Chantel Kiera Simmons. Kara Nicole Sullivan. Kiyuna Sullivan. Hannah Elise Swindle. Dakota Lebrano Wallace. Abby West. Taya White. Cassidy Eileen Williams. Donis Wolverton. Courtney Wright. Tiana Nisha Nelson. Whitney Walker. Please join me in congratulating these graduates. Greeting our candidates from the School of Music is Dr. Wes Dykes, and hooding the doctoral graduate is Dr. Brian Murphy. Andrew Taylor Smigelski. Please join me in congratulating this graduate. Now for the Master of Music, Adrian Germain Adams. Logan Brasher. Daniel Herndon. William Jackson. Anthony Martin. Lou John Williams. Please join me in congratulating these graduates. Now for the Bachelor of Music, Catherine Albritton. Gage Allen. Madeline Allen. Whoa. Jimmy Atkins. Cameron Duanis Betty. Tyler Broadway. Adrian Chambers. Emily Davis. Shandiana Day. Hayden Dunning. Cecilia Escobedo. Alexandria Flint. Sandra Frenette. Alyssa Garrick. Bailey Griffin. Tamari Lloyd. Lauren Martinez. Rebecca A. Maldy. Steancy Nobles. Dexter O'Harrell Jr. Miriellen Pereira. Emma Pinson. Kimberly Rains. Bradley Soche. Amanda Smithy. Please join me in congratulating these bachelor graduates. Greeting our candidates from the College of Osteopathic Medicine is Dr. Everett Roark. Rana Abozid. Nisha Babar. Connor Bowman. Jonathan Clark. Chandler Curry. Andrew Knott. Theodore Lyons III. Johnny McGee II. Aaliyah Manchin. Priya Matthews. Hannah Meyer. Annie Mitchell. Haley Perkins. Elizabeth Probst. Gurbash Singh. Alize Sullivan. Tiffany Williams. Destiny Winder. Please join me in congratulating these Master of Biomedical Science graduates. Greeting our candidates from the School of Natural and Behavioral Sciences is Dr. Daniel Caldwell. Master of Science, Jasmine Roche. Alexis Bailey. Katinka Deandra Brown. Mavis A. Creer. Devin Marie Drawdy. Chelsea Higginbotham English. Tina Hawkins. DeWanda D. Hutchinson. Lauren Jackson. Panisha Johnson. Teresa Ledger. Khadija D. McCarthy. Madison Andra Newsom. Latoya Pearson. Daniel Sullivan. Allison Nicole Webb. Thaddeus Omega Williams. Please join me in congratulating these graduates. Now for the Bachelor of Science. Elena Page Anderson. Frederick Terrell Arrington II. Riley James Espinwell. Gulzen Ayobe. Donald Jackson Barger. Christina Cortana Beeman. Sarah Catherine Bergeron. Heather Louise Morgan Bolstad. Aaron Lamar Brinson. Jenny Bunch. Laura Shea. Juanita Chapman. Erin Denise Clement. Carly Mae Cockrell. Alyssa Rose Colombo. Christian Blake Connor. Sarah Elizabeth Krause. Angelique LaShawn Davison. Madeline McConna DeLauder. Wesley L. DeLauder. Lakeisha Centel Dillon. Hannah Leigh Doyle. Natalie K. Dubose. Jeffrey Ellison. Zachary Markeith Felton. Taylor Ann Giroud. Brett Austin Harper. Exa Faith Havard. Anna Rebecca Hillman. Colby Austin Holder. Alexis Loria Hyatt. Megan Rose Irwin. Tashira Ileana Prentavia Jones. Marlon Katharina Kelm. Abigail Grace King. Casey Lane Lear. Susie Marie Lebert. Kaylin Grace Leday. Christian L. Lyons. Bradley Levon Martin. Darian Ashley McCord. Ethan Avery Mooney. Seeger Nolan Moore. Robbie Naylor. Kathy Duck Wynn. Angelina Grace Nicholson. Jerrionne Shanice Owens. Sierra Pendergrass. Shawnee Rain Pendergrass. Riley Elizabeth Pippin. Jessica Puliwarthy. Grace Irene Robbins. Haley Nicole Roberts. Lauren Rebecca Rowley. Melinda Nicole Slay. Abigail Grace Smith. Madison Grace Stewart. Chloe Elise Strickland. Carson Elizabeth Swear. Felicia Thompson. Olivia Rose Warren. Abigail Gina Wickham. Brady Clint Wilson. Jared Miguel Zimmerman. Please join me in congratulating these graduates. Greeting our candidates from the School of Mission and Ministry Studies is Dr. Brett Golson. Paulina May. James Andrew Moat. Please join me in congratulating these Master of Arts graduates. For the Bachelor of Arts, Bethany Coggins. Julia Davis. Samuel Davis. Joseph Estes. Zachary Hagan. Christopher Spence. Caleb Taylor. Caitlin Page Wilson. Please join me in congratulating these graduates. Greeting our candidates from the School of Arts and Letters is Dr. Myron Noonkester. Bachelor's Fine Arts, Leanne Alisawa. Richard Billich. Kaylin Brewer. Mackenzie Charles. Dakota Heath Cobb. Corinne Fraley. Holly Fry. Hannah Grace Grubbs. Lauren Han. Hope Harrison. Ethan Ford Hedden. Maya Knight. Jazaria Leverett. Diet Marte Herrera. Miles Abron McClammy. Mary McKeon. Sienna Nichols. Sage Pendergrass. Victoria Moat. Joshua Posey. Jeremiah Keyrose. Michael Redman. Stephen Sedman. Lori Steele. Lee Taylor. Joshua Rondarius Thompson. Matthew Webb. Please join me in congratulating these graduates. Greeting our candidates from the School of Business is Dr. Cheryl Dale, first the Master of Business Administration. Trent Gilbertson. Shashi Preetam Obasetti. Jordan Ortega Mendez. Carlos Ramirez. Noah Rockstro. Please join me in congratulating these graduates. Now for our bachelor graduates. Connor Adams. Jacobo Arango Tabaraz. Carson Barlow. Leanna Blakesley. Haddon Bledsoe. John Tyler Broom. Emily Davis. Avery Durden. Kaylee Hodgins. Daniel Jung. Emil Kazinza. Amber Kearley. Carly Kidder. Jacob Matthew Kraus. Mary Beth Lofton. Nathan McGee. Jackson Potrutz. Rachel Russell. Tyler Schofield. Sarah Shoemake. Brooklyn Tanner. Nina Kristen Westcamp. Amy Wright. Poundarius Youngblood. Please join me in congratulating these graduates.
At this time, we have two of our very own for the Tradition Campus that will be graduating from the School of Education. Dr. Roberts will be hooding them, and our own president, the former dean of the School of Education, will be congratulating them and greeting them mid-stage. Graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy degree, Brandy Donahoe. Hugh Donahoe. Please join me in congratulating these graduates. And now for our final candidate, I'm going to recognize Dr. Myron Noonkester, who will greet the student, the candidate, center stage. And our own president, Dr. Ben Burnett, will be making the presentation this morning.
So we have one last degree to award today. One of the many things that I love about William Carey is that we've been first in a lot of things. We're the first higher ed institution in South Mississippi, first to win a national baseball championship in Mississippi. So many firsts that we've gone before others. We were first, however, in an area in 1965 that still remains as the most important of firsts for William Carey University. William Carey College at that time was the first school in Mississippi to voluntarily integrate, setting the bar for the rest of the state. Then President Dr. J. Ralph Noonkester, along with the Carey Board of Trustees, decided to do what was right, and they partnered with a local high school, Rowan High School, located near the campus of Carey. And with the help of that principal, 2 graduating seniors were selected to break the color barrier and to attend William Carey College as the first case of integration in the state of Mississippi. This move was courageous, and not only on the part of the college, but for these 2 students and their families. Take a look.
In 1965, 17-year-old Remester Jackson Bester was awarded a scholarship to attend college in Carbondale, Illinois, and Linda Cross Williams was set to go to Mississippi Valley State.
And when I got out of high school, I couldn't go to any of the schools here. I couldn't go to William Carey, I couldn't go to USM, and one person went up and said, "You couldn't even go to Pearl River?"
But what felt like an offer they couldn't refuse was soon a distant memory when their parents were called into a meeting with Rowan High School principal, Mr. N.R. Berger, and William Carey president, Dr. Ralph Noonkester.
When they came back, they said, "We want to talk to you about something, and the decision is up to you." And so they told me they would like for you and Linda Williams to integrate William Carey.
Bester and Williams, both Rowan High School graduates, would be the first black students at what was known then as William Carey College, a task neither teen expected.
Here is my original letter of acceptance. Okay. I'll tell you, whew, when I got that, I was thinking to myself, do I really want to do this? 2 Negroes began orientation at Carey College.
Despite the experiences of many who came before them,
if you attempt to get into an all-white school, they would say, "You're crazy." And they'd lock you up in Whitfield.
and questions raised by others who stood by.
There was a cross burning on the campus, and one of the officers asked my parents, "Why would you put your child in danger?"
Today, Bester credits the community for preparing her for the unimaginable.
You know, I came from a segregated high school where we had the textbooks that were already had all the names filled in because they had been used at the white schools, yeah. But we had dedicated teachers.
Other people in the neighborhood rooted for the young woman from a very young age.
Anytime there were children who were aspiring to do more, to do better, you got the total support from the community.
Now 2 degrees and a 40-year teaching career later, Bester still finds time to help students become their best.
I wanted to give back to the community that had prepared me so well, and that where my family and my friends and my other community members would be attending school. So,
Raven Little, WDM7, on your side.